broadcasting?
No.
At the Tamarack Gallery? Well, you know where we were.
Just gonna announce this. Welcome this evening. We have The Sound of the Water Carrier, a rite of passage for women, presented by Ancient Mother Moonlodge. The Ancient Mothers, singers and drummers offer a special musical treat to the women of the Well Expo. The Sound of the Water Carrier will take you on a journey through the 4 stages of the women's way, from child to maiden to mother to crone. May these water sounds of beauty and power draw you deep into the center of your being for nourishment, inspiration, and revitalization. May the teachings of our ancient grandmothers align with your own inner wisdom and honor your path. May the healing heartbeat of the drum awaken your heart to full expression.
From all eternity, God lies on a maternity bed giving birth. The essence of God is birthing. When Hildegard describes the birthing of creation in her vision, a lady enters the story. But why does the whole creation call this maiden lady? Because it was from her that all creation proceeded, since love was the first. She made everything. Sophia, God, Mother, dwells in the world at its center and at its edges, an act of vitality crying out in labor, birthing the new creation. Her energy quickens to life. Her beauty shines in the stars. Hey, ya, ya, hey, ya, ya, hey, hey, ya, ya, hey, hey, ya, ya, hey, hey, ya, ya, hey, ya, ya, hey, hey, ya. hey ya ya eh ya ya eh hey ya ya eh ya ya eh hey ya ya eh ya me guecha ki eh ya ya eh me guecha ki eh ya ya eh ya ya eh ya ya eh ya ya eh ya Oh, we're honored to be here with you this evening at the Women's Well Expo. It's a pleasure to be here next to Lake Monona. We're the Ancient Mother drummers and singers. This is Bernadette Harrington, Moran Bailey. Our beloved sister, Sue Linton, is not with us tonight. She's just retired and flown to Hawaii, so we're flying without her. It's a joy for us to be part of this important initiative to bring health and wellness to women. And our mission here this evening is to offer a perspective from the ancient Mother Moonlodge. It's an ancient perspective. It's a perspective of learning how to honor our cycles as women. This understanding we weave through song, story, mystery, and music. The vital link between health, women, and water is no longer a mystical illusion or philosophical theory. It's becoming scientific fact. So let us begin our water journey with an excerpt from internationally renowned William Waterway's most famous book, The Holy Order of Water. He illuminates the link between healthy waters and healthy people, between healthy waters and healthy nations, between healthy waters and a healthy earth for generations to come. Through water, we are related as brothers and sisters. As we are connected to each other through water, so too are we connected to every other life form that exists, has existed, and will exist. Water existed long before the coming of humankind, and water will exist long after the going of humankind. However, how we treat water during our brief passage on earth will determine whether we and our children pass time in a dying world or in a living Garden of Eden. Physics teaches us that for every action, there is a reaction. On the face of our earth, for every alteration by humanity or nature, there is a reaction in the environment. Place a dam across a river, and many life forms downstream wither and die. Water tables change, evaporation rates are altered, and the ocean and its beaches lose nourishment. No matter what action we take, whether building a road or a consumer good such as an automobile or some useless plastic gizmo, there is always an impact on our watery biosphere. In the past, I would get a feeling of helplessness. Sometimes I would ask, what can I do to stop the apparent insanity of building large dams, using poisons in our environment, destroying rainforests, overfishing our oceans? I meditated, I prayed, I thought, I took long walks along the ocean and into the forest. Time after time, the same thoughts surfaced. Think of water as your life giver. Think of water as a close friend. Think of water as someone you can trust, love, and share your deepest secrets with. Think of water as your healer. I feel water continually creates the reality we live in. By doing so, water provides an environment for us to come forth as a life form. The life form we inhabit will spend only a limited time on Earth, but our thoughts and actions in this reality will join us for eternity. As our souls pass through this watery creation, we make choices that alter the physical realities surrounding us. as well as the physical reality within us. In this way, our choices create changes in the world without and within. For this reason, when we alter any part of our material world, there is a ripple of change that flows through many levels of our environment. The same happens when we alter any part of our mental or emotional world. There is a ripple of change that touches every aspect of our being. Because we live in a material reality created by water, we have the power to change that reality with our thoughts. Our thoughts give us this power because thoughts come from the water in our brains. In this way, we as humans enjoy a touch of the creative energy that is responsible for creating and maintaining this reality. Through water, we are all members of one family. As women, we are the stewards of water. As women, we are the life givers. As women, we are the water carriers. We carry water within our womb, where new life develops. We birth water. We birth a baby that is 85% water. When I touched my newborn baby boy's skin for the very first time, I couldn't name what it felt like, but then I realized it felt like water. As women, we carry Mother Nature's 4 seasons within us. From child to maiden to mother to crone, we evolve in cycles of 7. Every 7 years is an opportunity for expansion. These are teachings passed down through the lineage of women within the Moonlodge. A Moonlodge, or red tent, or a menstrual hut, is a place where women traditionally went to rest, vision, craft, rejuvenate, and share time in the company of other women. A young girl learned what it meant to be a woman in a Moonlodge, what her duties were, her gifts, what her honoring was. She learned how to care for and honor her body, her family, her tribe, her earth, and the waters that would sustain the life well into the future. The grandmothers, the wisdom keepers, would teach her these things. They would teach her that her body is water. Her blood is sacred. She is ever evolving, changing, healing, as is the earth. Mr. Schulper's words, all of us are much more like water than anything frozen in time or space. We are 98% changing plasma. Our bodies change every moment of every day. The grandmothers would teach the girl child that a living body needs living water. Living water is clean water, pure water, abundant water. A living body needs living food. The nature of all fruits and vegetables is to have a high content of living water. All the vitamins, minerals, proteins, amino acids, enzymes, carbohydrates, and other nutrients that the human body needs to maintain itself can be found in fruits and vegetables. The grandmothers would teach her that she is a fruit of the earth, that she, like the earth, will one day bear fruit of her own in the form of a child, or perhaps an artistic expression. And they would teach her that her fruit will be healthy and sweet if she honors her body, her mind, and her spirit throughout her life.
We are hey ha, 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 we are. We are hey ha, 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 we are hey ha.
Within the ancient Mother Moonlodge, we honor one another's rites of passage. The Maiden Rite of Passage is the honoring of a girl as she becomes a young woman at the time of her first menses. She receives her red shawl, dropping her yellowed shawl of childhood, and receives gifts from aunties standing in the four directions. These gifts are guidance, compliments, encouragement, herbs, and this beautiful story, Flowering Woman, Moontime for Corey. Corey's closest friend, Mara the dolphin, swam as close as she could to shore. She looked up and down the beach, but no Corey. Then Mara heard a soft, sweet voice say, "Greetings." Mara strained to see where the voice came from, and then she heard another little voice say, "Hello there!" At the edge of the water, standing among the seashells, stood two tiny little winged people, staring straight at her. "Hello," Mara sang back. The two little nature spirits began to talk at once. Then, giggling, one of them spoke. "My name is Rite, and this is Alu. We're Corey's friends, and we live in her garden. We heard your worried voice calling for her, so we came to tell you that she's all right." Then Alu added, "We need your help, dolphin sister. Corey loves you more than anything in the world. Since she has found you for her special friend, she's forgotten about her gardens. Corey has forgotten to nurture the earth in her gardens. Many plants are lonely and dying, and some divas are moving away." Mara felt sad to hear this news about her friend. "How can I help?" she asked Ree and Alu. "Right now as we speak," Ree answered, "something wonderful is happening to Corey. She has begun her menarche, bleeding the blood that no wound can shed. The first blood a woman bleeds is the most magical of all," said Ree. "Its magic is so strong, just a little of it can heal the dying plants in the garden, and a little more would make the whole garden flourish." Ree and Alu thanked Mara for listening and danced back up the path. When they reached the edge of the garden, they saw Corey sleeping on the grass. As they watched, a gray-haired woman knelt down beside Corey and began stroking her forehead. Corey opened her eyes and blinked. She looked up into a face weathered by the passing of many, many moons, into eyes that shone with the magic of the setting sun. "Wake up, little sister," urged Chalice, the grandmother of the West. "I bring you gifts and wisdom from the great guardian spirit of the West, land of twilight, dreams and feelings, of water and autumn." Chalice helped Corey up. Soon they were walking together on the path that led to a magnificent waterfall. The cascading water plunged down into a crystal clear pool surrounded by soft, green, mossy rocks. After a quiet time spent drinking in the beauty around them, Chalice softly said, "Listen to the water, little sister. Listen to it coursing, forever flowing. Water is the lifeblood of the goddess, the great Earth Mother. See how pure and clear it is. Feel how it nourishes, purifies, and awakens you." Corey listened, looked, and felt the magnificence of the beautiful flowing water. After a while, Chalice continued, "Remove the belt that holds the blood moss against you. Let nothing come between you and the mother. Then watch your blood flowing into the pool, mixing with the lifeblood of the great mother. Her blood is your blood. Your blood is her blood, clean and pure." Corey watched her crimson blood and the crystal blue waters swirl together, become one, and disappear. A feeling of wonder and awe flooded her being. "The great grandmother goddess has blessed women," whispered Chalice. "She has given us our moontime. Our moontime is for renewal, for nourishing our inner strength, for getting in touch with our deepest feelings, and for expressing our power." This special time is to reattune to our own personal rhythm so we can begin our cycle again, pure and strong. It is the time when the goddess is most likely to use each woman as a channel to pour out her truth and beauty in the form of songs, poems, stories, new ideas, and new ideals. Guard this special time of your Lord. Don't make yourself so busy that you have no time to do the work of the goddess, because she brings a blessing for all. Chalice reached deep into her pocket and brought out a cup. Corey couldn't believe her eyes. The cup had been carved out of crystal. This cup is a tool offered Chalice to be used to give people essence waters from the flowers to heal their hearts and spirits, and teas from the herbs and water to heal their bodies. The Devas have taught you well about the healing properties of the plants, and the time has come for you to begin sharing that knowledge with others. This cup should be used for your healing work, Corey. Corey cradled the cup in her hands as if it were a delicate flower. Come, little sister. The hours are flowing by. Corey put the cup in the bag around her waist and followed Chalice. When they reached Corey's garden, Chalice turned and took Corey's hands in her own, saying, "Little sister, your knowledge of the plant kingdom is great. Begin to share your knowing with others, and it will grow even deeper. Use your own time well for healing yourself, for healing your friends, and for healing our beloved Mother Earth." Then Chalice kissed Corey on the forehead and left Corey. Corey sat down in the garden and thought about all that Chalice had told her. She didn't even hear Naomi, the grandmother of the North, approaching.
Corey, what we do to the earth, we do to our body.
A new mother is responsible for new life. She is responsible for the future of that little life. When the child is within the womb, they are one. What the mother does to her own body, she does to her baby's body. She nurses her baby with the holy water of her breasts. If this water is pure, it is life-enhancing. If this water is contaminated, it is life-altering. Who will give a new mother the tools she will need to take care of her child in the best possible way? And who will take care of her, the mother? This next story is one given at our Mother Rite of Passage ceremony. May it give you a clue. This is a story from Grandfather Tree. This story is dedicated to all children, mine, yours, and those of the Grandfather Trees. Grandfather Tree stands tall. For many, many moons he feels Mother Earth at his feet. For many winters he watches Father Sun travel the sky. Grandfather Tree has scars from his years. He has thirsted in the dry season. Fire has turned him black and taken his limbs. Storms have shaken and tried to break him. But Grandfather Tree dances still. He makes new limbs and welcomes his children to him. He sparkles with the shimmery webs of spiders and sprouts green whiskers of moss. And beneath his chin, birds rest and nest. When you meet a Grandfather Tree, you will know him because you will want to put your arms around his old weathered trunk and lay your cheek upon his tough old bark to listen to his heartbeat. A heartbeat of the earth, a heartbeat of all time. And when you sit at the feet of the Grandfather Tree, you will hear his stories. Stories passed from Grandfather Trees come before. A story such as this. The story of Mother Earth and the two-leggeds. Mother Earth lived many years before the two-legged people came to walk upon her. She called the water spirit to come, that thirst might be quenched and bodies cleansed. She called Father Sun to make warmth. She called the brother and sister spirits of plants and trees, and the no-leggeds of the ocean and two-wingeds of the sky, and the four-leggeds of the forest to live, that bellies might be filled. And thus, when all made ready, the two-leggeds were born to Mother Earth. And they were made different from all else come before in this creation because of the three blessings given. The blessing of spirit for prayer, the blessing of heart for love, the blessing of mind for gratitude. And so Mother Earth rested and allowed the two-leggeds to take of her generous spirit. Gifts from Mother Earth were many and plentiful, and the two-leggeds lived peacefully. At first, the two-leggeds took only what they needed to fill their bellies, quench their thirst, and warm their bodies. But after a time, they forgot the blessings of Mother Earth and saw only her generous spirit. They took food they couldn't eat. They took trees they didn't need. They took water they wouldn't use. The blessings of prayer, love, and gratitude were forgotten. The two-leggeds thought only of themselves. For a time, Mother Earth slumbered on, letting her generous spirit speak for her. When finally she awoke, she could not believe what her two-legged children had done. Befouled her water and air, dug deep into her bones, gutted her forests, and buried her in waste. She cried great tears of pain, bringing floods and storms. In hurricanes and tornadoes came her voice of despair, and earthquakes and volcanoes from her belly vented her anguish. My children, she mourned, take care of your mother. And a few heard. And they used the spirit of prayer to begin the healing. And they used the heart for love to care for and respect all the brother and sister trees and plants, the no-leggeds, the two-wingeds, the four-leggeds. And they remembered the mind for gratitude and took only what they needed. And among those who heard were the ones who put an ear to the old weathered trunk of Grandfather True and listened to a heartbeat of the earth, a heartbeat of all time. The water doctor known as Sebastian Kniep. Since the dawn of humankind, water has served as a healing and health-providing entity. Ancient places of healing and worship were often located near water bodies, such as springs, ponds, lakes, waterfalls, hot springs, and rivers. Throughout history, we have documentation relative to water healers. One of the most renowned of these is the water doctor by the name of Sebastian Kniep. In the fall of 1849, the young German named Sebastian Kniep was studying to become a Catholic priest. However, after falling ill and coughing up blood, he was diagnosed with terminal tuberculosis. Told that he had about 1 month to live, Kniep found his way to the small country town of Dillingen in southern Germany. Somewhere in his research, Kniep discovered a copy of Dr. Erdel's 1831 book on hydrotherapy in the Munich University Library. Erdel's book was based on the water healing book written over 100 years earlier by Johann Sigmund Hahn. Since Kniep figured he had little time to live, he was inspired by Erdel's book to initiate his own water cure. During the cold winter months of 1849 to 50, Kniep could be seen running through the narrow streets of Dillingen to the banks of the Danube River. Upon reaching the river, he would remove his clothing, plunge into the frigid waters for a brief swim, climb out of the river, put his clothes back on, and run home. By the spring of 1850, Kniep was still alive and healthier than ever. In his mind, it was the water cure that saved his life, and he went on to complete his studies, become a Catholic priest, and in 1855 took up residence in the Dominican monastery of Worfsheim. He continued on to create curing water healing centers, followed by millions of people around the world. He is known to us by the one who is the originator of our modern day spas, herbal wraps, tinctures, herbal tonics, a water doctor called Sebastian Kniep. Mother becomes Crone 13 months past her last menstrual cycle. She has learned life's valuable lessons. She has fully come of age. In time, she becomes wise woman, grandmother, elder. Sadly, our modern culture tends to discount the women who are no longer young, and they begin to discount themselves. But this is the time of greatest value in the life cycle. The wisdom she carries is priceless, ageless, powerful. It was true at one time the children and the people gathered at the feet of the wise ones, listening, learning, awakening. The ancient Mother Moonlodge is a place we honor our elders once again. We find they begin to honor themselves, and the life becomes a second spring, as it is referred to in China. Two Old Women is a story given at our grandmother's rite of passage ceremony. It inspires our wise ones to live life fully and fully accountable, because you see, we need them. This excerpt is for all you grandmothers out there. Is there a day that you wish you were young once again? You can be. So, let me set the stage of this story for you. There was a tribe long ago suffering intense cold in a deep winter and starvation. There were two old women, and they were no longer able to contribute to the health and vitality of the tribe. They became a burden, not because they couldn't contribute, but because they became complainers and lazy and lifeless. The tribe had to make a terribly tough decision, and they chose to leave the two women behind as they moved toward their deeper winter camp. Having been left, the two women made a choice: to live or to die. They chose life. And in choosing life, they had to call upon their memory, their hard work, and their intuition. And in so doing, not only did they survive, but they began to thrive. And here's a moment from a time in their story when they are thriving, just before their tribe finds them flourishing. The tribe is hungry, and they have more than they can eat. When the season changed, the women retired from fishing and hauled their large supply back to the hidden camp. There they found a new problem. They had collected so much fish that there was no place to store it. And with the approaching winter, there was no shortage of small animals searching for winter food. Eventually, the women made standing caches for their fish, and they placed great bundles of thorns and brush beneath them to discourage animals from bothering the fish. Perhaps this method worked, or perhaps it was just their luck, but animals kept away from their caches. Far behind the camp was a low hill that the women had not yet had time to explore. One day, with their summer hunting finished, Sa found herself wondering what bounties might lie on that hill or around it. So she took her spear and bow and the arrows the women had made, announcing that she would visit the hill. Chiak did not approve, but could see that her friend would not be deterred. Just keep your fire going and your spear nearby, and you should be safe, Sa said as she set out. It was a day of abandon for Sa. She felt lighthearted for the first time in more years than she could remember, and like a child, she grasped greedily at the feeling. The day was beautiful. The leaves were turning a brilliant gold, and the air was crisp and clear as Sa all but skipped along an animal trail. From a distance, one would not be able to see that Sa was an older woman, for she looked lithe and energetic. When she reached the top, she gasped in surprise. Before her lay a vast patch of cranberries. Sa dropped to her knees and began to scoop handfuls of the small red fruit, stuffing them into her mouth. As she gorged on this delicious food, a movement in the nearby brush made her freeze instantly. Slowly, Sa forced herself to look toward the sound, imagining the worst. She relaxed when she saw that it was only a bull moose. And then she remembered that at this time of year, a bull moose could be the most fearful animal on four legs. Usually timid, the bull moose in his rutting stage was no longer afraid of man or of anything else that moved or stood in its way. The moose remained still for a long time, as if he were just as surprised and undecided about this small woman who stood before him as she had been about him. As her pulse slowed almost to normal, Sa imagined the delectable taste of moose meat during the long winter months ahead. In another moment of unthinking craziness, she reached for an arrow from her pack and placed it in her bow. The moose's ears flipped forward at the movement, then it turned and ran in the opposite direction just as the arrow landed harmlessly on the soft ground. Pressing her fate, Sa followed. She could not run as strongly as when she was young, but with something that looked more like a limp than a jog, Sa was able to pursue the large animal. A moose can outrun a human any time unless, of course, there's too much snow, but on a snowless day like this, the moose sprinted far ahead, as Sa, gasping for breath, barely caught a glimpse of his large hind end disappearing behind the brush. The big bull stopped many times, almost as if he were playing a game with Sa. And just when she almost caught up, he would saunter far ahead once more. Normally a moose will run as far as he can from any predator, but today the moose did not feel much like running, nor did he feel threatened. So the old woman was able to keep him in sight. She was stubborn and would not give up, although she knew that she was outmatched. By late afternoon, the moose seemed to grow tired of the game as he watched her from the corner of his dark brown eyes, and with one flip of his ear, he began to run master. Only then did Sa admit to herself that there was no way she could catch it. She stared at the empty brush in defeat. Slowly she turned back, thinking to herself, spryly, if only I were 40 years younger, I might have caught him. The first languages were the sound of nature. We were one with nature, not separate. Indigenous languages are the closest sounds we have to this nature language. We sing these songs and allow the vibration of their sounds to reunite us with the one universal source, the great creative force of love. The drum is our mother's heartbeat. The flute, our Father's breath. We are healed, transformed, elevated when we sing, drum, and play in this good way. The famous Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto understood this power of vibration, the power of word and of sound. He also understood the ability of water to copy information. His research shows us that the power of your thoughts transforms the crystalline structure of water for good or for ill. Love and gratitude create the most magnificent of all water crystals. Words that are indicative of harm toward humans, such as "you fool," created no crystalline structure at all. And the water crystals put in a microwave became mutated. When we ingest this water, we become this imprint. In his prologue, he asks one simple question. Are you happy? If you are looking for health and happiness, the answer is so simple and effective. Water that is stagnant and contaminated within the body is toxic to your body, mind, and emotions. When we drink water that is pure and alive, we become more pure, more alive. Our ancestors spoke to their waters. They prayed to their waters. They honored their waters. They became their waters. This song says, water, we love you. We thank you. We respect you. We'd like to thank you for joining us on this precious water journey this evening. If you have questions or are moved to share, we'll be here for a brief time after this program and all day tomorrow at the Moonlodge that is set up just around the corner. The ancient Mother Moonlodge meets the first Sunday of each month at Maiden, Monona. Information is available on the back tables or over at the Moonlodge here at the Expo. All women are welcome, and all ages of women are welcome to join us. As we share our final song, we invoke the ancestors of the light. We invoke the life-giving waters, and we evoke the Mother Earth herself. We ask them to continue to guide us, and we ask them to bless you on your journey through life, on your journey through womanhood, and through your many, many cycles of self.
Each time I look
Two spirits blend and refine their ties. We come from an ancient place. Oh, the bridge